Okay, so I'm back on this Hunter GLS after a bit of a break. You can see in there the back, that's still, that all in there, still got to be epoxy primed, cleaned up, painted. I need to prime the inside of the shell, the inside of the engine bay. So we're just going to take the pedal box out, servo, brake lines, etc. Probably the steering column as well. Possibly drop the front cradle, don't know. But anyway, engine and gearbox, etc. is coming out for a tidy up. And then I'm going to strip the entire bay to bare metal, similar to a white fastback I did about 18 months ago. Then prime it and paint it. Also, sort of at the same time but not, addressed a couple of these little bits in the seals. I'm probably just going to do the localised repairs, because the shell is actually really good, because it was wax oiled from new. It's been a couple of repairs before, but essentially it's original. I like to try and keep as much original as possible. This is all speckled down here, and this will be thin, so probably just got a little repair panel, do the lower bottom edge of that, and then do that, and finish off dressing up these repairs. Right, we're nearly empty, just apart from the horns and the bottom bits. I'll get that out, servo out. Yeah, you can see, as usual, I'll go on about core plugs, but look, you can see that one in there all furring up, so they needed to come out. So it strips the paint off quite well. I prefer using these because it's quite quick. It doesn't leave any sort of chemical residue like whatever other methods, you know, each have got their pros and cons. Right, I've done about half of it. This to do that bulkhead there, the bits around these little nooks and crannies. I've still got to get in the corners there, but do most of it. This took about an hour or so. I prefer doing this because it's not, you know, there's not chemicals involved. So the only thing I really got to do for affecting the paint is make sure I get rid of all the rest of the greasy black under seal. But again, if you sand it with a sander, you get sort of sanding marks and stuff in there. These type discs, they work well, but they're really harsh and they put loads of streaks in the metal. So whereas this, you can sort of prep up and paint it, and it actually comes out quite sort of nice. So I've still got to do under the battery, the chassis legs, and all of this inner wing, and then the little nooks and crannies at the front in here, inside of there. So that's probably going to be another hour and a half, 2 hours, I expect, and then trying to get the little bits out of the corners like this. That's when I might have to yeah, just keep brushing it with paint thinner or something, or petrol. But I'll degrease it afterwards, but I tend to sort of degrease it once with something like petrol, and then another time with thinners, and then another time with like the panel wipe acetone stuff. The only downside with that is that you do get a lot of the little furry bits pull out and stick to you, which is why I wear this apron. Yeah, you can see they go in there. Now you see that comes up really clean, no traces of any old paint. You know, really gets in the corners. Obviously I'll do a bit more up there, but this is just a demonstration. So it's cheap and it's effective. These tend to start losing bits after a while because they're only cheap. So when you've done like sort of 15 minutes with one, really you just got to bin them. But I picked these up from Beauty Auto Jumble for sort of, I don't know, a couple of quid each. Now, when you put a new one on, they work loads better. Anyway, you get the idea. Okay, so we're back on the GLS, just showing you the basic progress. Stripped the paint off the engine bay, just got a couple more bits of welding to do, so I'll skip through those. Right, sometimes you get something like this, where you've got like a little thin edge, and it's just sort of too small or whatever. It's, you know, not really put a patch in, but you can sort of blob this up carefully. And to save getting like a big chunk of weld hanging down underneath, or you get loads of stringy bits poking through, you know, bits of wire and stuff, if you find a dolly or something similar that you can tuck under there, see the other bit in that hole, get it so it's sort of level. Anyway, something you can fit like a bit of a, something like that, a bit of cast iron. Ow, spark on my finger. Bit of cast iron or a bit of a tile, just bathroom ceramic tiles. See where it's thin, it is burning holes in it, but we'll persevere because I'll show you what I mean. Sometimes it will stick, but you just break it off. So you've got enough meat on there that it will whatchamacallit, you can grind it down. Let's get a torch. But you don't have much hanging underneath. So you can sort of scuzz that off without poking loads of bits through. So, might make sense for you one day. Just on the right hand side, I've just put that one there. Just going to do another hole in the middle so I can keep these original spot weld marks so it looks original but still welding the panel to it. Okay, I'll flatten those off in a minute. Just remembered, obviously, what you want to do. I left these, the front edges and the bottom of this bit flexible because the radiator wasn't in. So just put those two captive, what do you call them? Those things in to line it up so that you can get it relatively even, and then weld the bits top and bottom. Remember, this is it's a production car, so these were thrown together. Okay, I'm just going to make a panel for this. I'll just cut a few bits. See that one fits okay. I did a load. That was too narrow. That's just about right. That was too wide. It's difficult in the folder I've got because that was miles too wide. It doesn't really matter when you do this. You reject 3 of them, whatever. I'll use those bits for something else. So we'll weld it in. Right, this is a lot of the underseal under here that was fired into it years ago. Get all that out or it'll just catch fire. Right, clean around the edge. Right, you can see this is the big sort of plug of sealer that was on there. You see where that runs on that shoulder. You can see up here. That's where it come from, under the wing. You can see it better through that. But yeah, usually the tops of these are all rusted out. But this is pretty good. I think this car is, when it was on the road, it was looked after. And a lot of this was quite thick underseal over everything. So it has done its job. Right, just hold it on with magnets. Tack it on like the worst bit to grind up, which is going to be that swage line. So tack it on there. Then just do a couple of bits around here. Level it up. Right, you can get it on there. And just hold it down and then just put a couple of tacks around the edges. Now I'm just going to have a look at this. Trim the bottom of the paint off here. This is pretty thin. So just decide where to cut that. Meanwhile, that's gone cold again, so you can just put a couple more tacks. As long as this is level. That bit in the middle, that's a bit higher than there, so just got to tack that down a bit and then put a tack on it. So just going to tuck this behind here, just to tack that down slightly. You can see it in the light there, it's just pushing that bit out. Don't need much, just drum it down slightly, so a little bit more. Don't know what that was, something falling over. Right, we're just getting this off. It's a bit more loose. I just wanted to... How long that fag butt's been in there? Right, you do one bunch of little bits, then sand it down. Sorry, and then put a couple more blobs and keep repeating the process until it's done. But as you can see, yeah, I was just taking this off the bottom, deciding where to cut it, and I've just taken the other doors off.